Mohammed, which I supposedly identified this town. And that explains why they don't really behave like rational actors. It's not really rational to bring the United States into a war against you, and then a coalition of 60 other countries, and then Jordan, and then Egypt. None of that makes any sense from a strategic point of view. But if you think the end of the world is coming, and that you're part of that project, these actions might seem a little bit more explicable.
Tell us why ISIS is also always talking about the caliphate.
Well, in their view, of course, they've anointed Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, their leader, as the caliph, which is really an astonishing claim. It's saying that he is really an heir of the Prophet Muhammad and his immediate successors, and there hasn't been, a caliphate in any sense since the collapse of the Ottoman Empire in 1924. And they're basically saying that this is, that he is the guy. Not only is he the leader of ISIS, but he's the leader of all Muslims around the world. It's a very large claim, and of course, 99.9% of the world's Muslims wouldn't agree with it, but unfortunately, a small minority do.
Do you believe the leaders of this coalition, the United States, and all of the others, including the friendly, moderate Arab states, they really understand what is motivating ISIS right now?
Well, I think, we're having this White House conference, as you know, Wolf, going on right now about countering violent extremism, and there's been, the administration is being careful not to talk about Islamist extremism, but I think that's kind of a strange decision, because at the end of the day, this group does subscribe to a corpus of beliefs that can be found with a highly selective reading of the Quran and also of the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad. And to state otherwise is just to ignore the facts.
So how do you defeat this threat of ISIS? How do you destroy it?
I think they're destroying themselves. I mean, I think the long-term prognosis is that you've got basically the entire Arab world against you and the entire Western world. You're looking at a 2-year, 3-year timeline for them to be severely degraded. In the meantime, unfortunately, they're doing relatively well. In Iraq, they've had some reverses. In Syria, they continue to do pretty well. So it's going to be a long-term project. Cutting off their finances, trying to get the foreign fighter flow to reduce, that's all part of a larger plan that, is under discussion at the White House today, amongst many other things, that goes beyond the simple military plan.
Peter Bergen, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Still to come in a matter of hours, President Obama will deliver the keynote remarks at the White House summit to counter violent extremism, topping the agenda the barbaric attacks carried out by ISIS and how to stop the militant group. We'll speak about that and more. The visiting Secretary General of the Arab League, Nabil al-Arabi, he's here in Washington. He's getting ready to head over to the White House for all these meetings. But first, we'll find out